Hey, welcome to another episode of the Blackout Tips podcast. I'm your host, Rod, joined as always by my co-host,
Karen.
And we are here on a Tuesday, ready to do some podcasting. Find us everywhere you get podcasts. Search the Blackout Tips. Leave us 5-star reviews on Apple Podcasts. We love to read those on feedback days, okay? Nobody else is driving 5-6 hours in a day to come back and so we can give you guys a feedback show on a Saturday morning. Nobody else is doing that, okay?
You did.
I'm doing this because I love y'all.
You sure did, because my black ass show was like, niggas, stay there. I see you tomorrow.
All right. So make sure you guys do that. Check us out. The official weapon of the show is
Phone chair.
an unofficial sport.
Bullet ball.
And bullet ball, extreme. Plenty of stuff to talk about. I don't know how long this episode will be or how short it'll be, honestly. But we have lots of stuff to catch up on, and I'm sure since it's been a while, you probably have some banter for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we do have banter, so let me get that going. Do you have any banter? Talk to me. Do you have any banter? Talk to me. Do you have any banter? Do you have any banter?
I do.
Banter. Talk to me. Do you have any banter?
I do.
Banter.
I do. Yeah, I didn't realize I was jotting everything down. I got a bunch of thoughts, but I'll cut it down to about 5.
Okay. All right. We'll go ahead and start off.
I mean, not unless you want me to go through them all.
Let's just see how we feel.
Okay. My first one is waking up and realize you failed your mate by letting them sleep on the couch. And it was an error. It was my bad. Because, Roger kind of stays up late. I normally am in the bed and go to sleep. So, and by the time I wake up, he done came in there with me. I don't think twice. I am normally the one, if Roderick's in the bed, he normally has to come get me because when I go to sleep, I'm sleep. Like,
right.
Unless, And
I never let you sleep on the couch. I always come and get you. I know the couch is not comfortable to sleep on anyway. But I also know you want to be in the bed. So I come and get you and say, come get in the bed.
Yes. But
Karen forgot and just left me out here. And I wasn't mad. I was fine with it. The thing that was funny was Karen coming in the living room in the morning being like, you slept on the couch? Like, nigga, you know I did. It's just like, don't try to make it seem like it was some shit I did to you. I fell asleep like you fall asleep all the time, except no one came and got me, which is fine.
And you know what? Most of the time I am on my duty. Like, I wake up and I be like, oh, he not here. And I think what happened, I did wake up and I peeked in there and you were up. So I just went on back to sleep and I didn't wake up again.
It's literally not a big deal.
Like, oh,
you the one that said you failed me. I didn't say that. Everything's fine.
You have anything?
I got a couple things. The first thing I'll say is this. Whoever came up with the concept of bang bang shrimp was really in a motherfucking bag.
Mm-hmm.
Bang bang shrimp has to be one of the most consistent food items on any menu at any restaurant in any place in the world.
Never lets me down.
And what's interesting is they're not all made the same.
Mm-mm.
Bang bang shrimps do not be the same recipe at the Chinese place that they be at the seafood place, that they be at the sushi place.
Nope, but it's all
But all
delicious.
bang bang shrimp be hidden.
I don't know what it is about the sauce. Because we've had like bang bang shrimp at one place. You have, you get something else. And
I have never had a bad bang bang shrimp in my life.
Mm-mm.
Think about that. There's nothing that consistent in the world. Cheeseburger's not that consistent. Everybody's had a bad cheeseburger.
Yes.
I've never been somewhere and been like, you know what? Everything was good except this bang bang shrimp.
Mm-mm. Normally it might be the bang bang shrimp was good. Everything else was bad.
I don't know how they do it, but shout out to them. It's like I said, I've never had a bad one that made me think about it the other day. On you.
Shout out to the dad. We was at the Hornets game and it was his dad. He was a little further down than us. And in the arena, they have like cameras that they kind of go around the arena and kind of catch the crowd. And everybody really loves to be on the jumbo screens. And so the dude, his children was smaller, because you get children of a certain age, they'll get up and move around on their own to kind of catch the cameraman's attention. But his babies had to be like 3 or 4. Like, they were small, they wanted to get on, but they weren't big enough. Like, if they stood up, the seats probably would have been taller than the kids. And so, shout out to the dad that literally stood up for like 5 minutes, did a little stupid ass dance where he was shaking his butt and gyrating just so his kids could be on the screen and be happy. Shout out to good parents who make themselves look like a fool just so they make their kids happy.
So that one's for the parents that's willing to honestly go to the game and have a good time.
Yes, because he was like, I don't care what happened. And know what? They had a ball. Him and his kids, they had a blast.
I do love the kids at the games. It's honestly, everybody should attend a live game just to be around kids who watch a sport, because it's so much more fun. And it's just what the shit was intended to be. So I think you guys should do that. Another thing I want to bring up is I saw an article today, and it said that the Doomsday Clock for 2025, they done set a new time. So 78 years ago, scientists created a unique sort of timepiece named the Doomsday Clock. It's a symbolic attempt to gauge how close humanity is to destroying the world. So it's supposed to be like, listen, man, this nuclear bombs, we got to move it up, move the clock closer to midnight. And it said now, on Tuesday, they moved it again. They set it to 89 seconds to midnight. There's a couple things I don't like about this. First of all, that scientists are doing it. This is art, not science. Give the artists their credit. Stop hanging up in lanes, fucking them up. You don't see us letting Kendrick Lamar into the fucking lab so he can create the next fucking COVID vaccine, do we? Stay in your lane, scientists. This is interpretive art. The second part of this is, bitch, it's 3 a.m. It's 3 a.m. doomsday time. We well past midnight. It ain't been midnight for a long time. Fuck out of here, bruh. At this point, doomsday is late. It's running on CP time.
Yeah, it is. I get there when I feel like it.
Doomsday was supposed to leave the party hours ago. It's still getting dressed. You supposed to have been here. Fuck you mean? This motherfucking Trump out here erasing everything as we know it. Ain't like, move it 1 second. Nah, bro. At this point, we're all like, Doomsday wasn't yesterday? I forgot Doomsday. Like when you forget a birthday or a holiday. Like, man, I hope candy is half off. Is Nukes half off? Because we missed Doomsday.
Is it buy one, get one free for M&M's?
If it's not Doomsday yet, then the clock broke. Is the batteries in the Doomsday Clock fixed? Did y'all charge it? The USB?
Probably not.
Update the firmware. We are doomed, nigga. It's past Doomsday. All right, it's on you.
At the game, the audio went out during the game. It was wild because we're sitting there and the players are just moving up and down the court and shit is happening. And we like hear no announcing. They didn't tell us who was playing, who was on the field, no timeout, no music. At first, I was like, am I tripping? Did my hearing go away? Because I don't hear nobody in this big ass arena telling me what's happening on the floor. And so just I looked at Roger like, you sound like you too. He was like, yeah. I was like, okay.
Yeah, it's interesting because we have enough. We go to enough games that I could just fill in what was happening anyway.
Yes.
So it's like, they blow the whistle. And I'm like, okay, traveling.
Yes.
In the now at the line, Marcus Ginyard, whatever.
Yeah.
Like shooting,
defense,
shooting
defense.
Too. Yeah. So it was interesting, but yeah. Let's see. I just got an idea for a sketch, but it's very short. This is not a long one. But what if John Wick walked into the wrong hotel? Like he thought it was one of them Continentals, but it was just like a La Quinta or whatever the fuck, and he was like, I need to talk to a tailor, and the tailor, but it's like a real tailor that's just like, yeah, you need us to like taper a suit, or this is a La Quinta, sir. We don't got no tailor. It's like, I need some guns. Whoa, calm down, fucking psychopath. What the fuck you talking about with guns? Okay, just a minute ago you said you needed room service, and you handed me this fucking The balloon. What kind of fucking coin is this? You can't pay for a room with this shit.
I can't spend this nowhere.
Right. There's a game token, nigga. Like, get out of here. Like, I need to talk to a contractor. Okay, well, there's the yellow pages are over there by the lobby phone. Sir, do you even have a fucking reservation with us? What's your name?
Why are you here?
Right. No, we don't sell bulletproof suits. That doesn't even make. They don't make those. You can get it's a K&G up the street.
Yes, fine Taylor.
Oh man! All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
When we was at the game, and this is something that I realized has been happening more frequently at the game, and it just annoys me.
I feel like all your thoughts are game related. You was writing this down at the game.
Yeah, just random thoughts.
No. I'm not knocking the thoughts. Don't get insecure about it. Okay. I'm just saying I didn't even know you was over there writing the stuff down.
Oh yeah, because I would just put it up and just kind of just jot it down. I've gotten to the point where I jot it down when it's fresh in my head because because a lot of times I've
seen you pull out the notes app before. I didn't notice what you was doing. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Because what happens, y'all, it's shit that happen, and then if I don't write it down immediately, I'll forget, and then I'll be like, I ain't got nothing.
We get it. Go ahead.
The next one is...
I appreciate you putting in the work is what I'm saying.
Thank you. When we was at the Hornets game, I think they got an intern doing the scoreboard because this shit is driving me fucking nuts. When we be in the game, they be subbing and switching out and shit, and it takes this person 3 to 5 minutes to update the goddamn names. And as somebody who actually watches those boards for stats and statistics and looking up it drives me nuts. Because I'm like, if I was at home, this would be correct. What are you doing? Person is on the floor. Like, are you even watching the game? It shouldn't take one whole minute. The person done went, sat on the bench, grabbed Gatorade, and somebody been in the game, a foul done happened, and the name still ain't changed. I was like, what are you doing?
All right.
I'm sorry. It just irritated me.
Lots of rage over there for the score. Karen, I'm just writing down for the show notes. Karen gets very upset when the scoreboard isn't updated. Got it. All right.
Because I'm like, the normal person will always have it right. They like.
I mean, the sound went out last week. Who knows what the fuck is happening over there? I don't know what they dealing with. I mean, I noticed it too, but I just, I don't know if it's new person. I don't know if it's technology. I don't know why it's shit. Honestly, I think it's because we down to like everybody's hurt. Like, I don't even know if they got
person hurt.
They got to look up how their names are spelled. They're like, is Diabate 1 T or 2 T's? I don't even know. Do
how
he
many
play for the
O's
team?
in Musa?
What's his number?
Right.
Hold on. Wait till he turn around. We're gonna see his number. I'll tell you who's in the game.
Right. Give me a few minutes.
We haven't had a feature length live action talking horse film in far too long. What happened to that? Y'all remember that? You remember that? That used to be a thing. Mm-hmm. And when the technology has improved, we got CGI now. They're making whole Lion Kings that didn't happen.
Because it would be it's a horse. It's a racing horse. It's a I love the horse. It's a I found the horse and I brought the horse back to life. It's a the horse found me and brought me back to life. We ain't had them in a hot minute.
I don't know about all that. I'm talking about the live action talking horse movie, like Mr. Ed type of movies, where like that one Hot to Trot with John, what's his name? Goldswaith or whatever. That dude, like John Cat or whatever his name is. I forget his fucking name. God, what happened to that dude? Is he around? Is he alive?
That's true.
He seemed like he wasn't long for the earth, but I hope he made it because I liked him. But Bobcat Goldswaith, I think that was his name. Yeah. But like, what happened to that? That was a whole genre of movie we just don't have. It just don't exist. And now you could use CGI and the horse could be fucking like driving a car. It could be doing more shit than it was doing back in the day when you just put peanut butter in his mouth and like
make it move his lips.
Yeah. Netflix bought all them movies and they ain't bought one live horse talk movie where it's make a bunch of horse puns and shit like that.
Give it some time. They'll get back down to it.
All right. Well, I'm just saying. I'm surprised we don't have one.
At the games, people love t-shirts, and so somebody around us had caught a t-shirt, and it was hilarious because they yelled, "My life is now complete," and before I knew it, I busted out laughing just hearing this random ass fan going, "I caught a t-shirt, my life is now complete." I was like, y'all really love them. Raise the roof. raise the roof, like them t-shirts.
I don't support laughing at these strangers, and so I don't, because I don't know them and I don't want them talking to me. But oh my God, when I'm with Karen, it's like she's hoping they come over and start talking to us, and it's just like, why? These people are already doing too much. Okay, we are with the riffraff now. We not over for somebody that was so excited to be at the bougie tables when we used to go to the games and be like, I can never be with the poor. She is down there mixing it up, just hobnobbing and rubbing elbows at these motherfuckers. I'm like, I don't want to talk to nobody that's yelling out about the why isn't this player getting the under or the over. Like, I
don't interact
nah,
with
you
them.
do. No, don't lie. You do with the laugh.
Oh, okay.
They say something and it encourages them, and then they get more excited because now they got an audience.
I'm with you.
And it invites them to continue to try to keep the antics up.
My bad.
And no, you can't help yourself.
I can't. I'm so sorry.
I purposely, even when something is funny, it's certain people I'm like, I'm not encouraging this bullshit because it's not gonna stop, and I don't want 2 hours of this nigga yelling out their hack ass jokes. But when I'm with Karen, I'm like, well, I guess we're gonna get 2 more hours of this bullshit.
I guess we are.
Whoever they got to play Michael B. Jordan's twin in that movie Sinners, that's some good casting because that nigga looked just like him. Okay, that was amazing.
It was really
the Sinners
good.
trailer. I was like, who the fuck is this guy?
I like it. Looks scary as shit.
Michael B. Jordan was got a twin. Okay,
acting his ass off.
Mm-hmm.
It looked great.
That's it.
Oh, me and Roger was leaving a bar, and the Discovery place hollered at me and scared the shit out of me. We were walking.
We went to go see Mike Brown, old Mike B.
Mm-hmm.
We went to go see him. He performed in Charlotte, and he like the day of, a couple hours before the last performance, he like hit us up to be like, y'all want to come out and see me? And I was like, well, we're going to a Hornets game, so I actually don't know like when does it start, like all that stuff. Like, I didn't want to just be rude and show up late or whatever. Right. But it worked out. We were getting out of the game at the same, and the place was like 10 minutes up the street or something, 5 minutes up the street driving. And so we got to go see him, and it was a good time. He was very funny.
He was.
And we got to, hang out with him. We took a pic with him, posted on social. The headliner was funny. Like, everybody was good. The food was good, all that stuff. But yeah, as we're leaving, it's like after midnight or close to it. And we're going to our car, and Discovery Place is like a kids thing that we have downtown. It's I guess you call it a museum, but it's like science. A lot of exhibits.
Yeah, more sciencey. Yes.
It's where we saw the Marvel, the Marvel MCU museum exhibit where you can go see like the armor that Iron Man wore and shit like that. Anyway, I guess during the day, because it's all these kids, they have things outside that are like these exhibits that kids like play on or you walk by, and some of them are interactive. And we walked by one, and it was like, psst, come over here.
It scared the shit out of me.
And like we was walking, and another couple was walking the other way, and it scared us. And then the people walking the other way, they was like, oh my God, that's so creepy. And I'm like, right? But it's not really creepy. It was like a woman voice. And I feel like it's not creepy if the sun's out.
Yes, if the sun would have been up, I think I would have been okay.
I feel like if it was like 3 PM and you're a kid at the exhibit, it's like, oh yeah, it's like, hey, come over here. But something about that, psst, come over here at fucking the midnight. Nah,
I started looking around like, who the fuck is talking to me?
Y'all play too much.
It was like, come over here and touch the building. No, thank you. I might get sucked in the building.
Yeah. See, did I have anything else that I was talking about? No, that's it. I think I'm good. I took my trip to Raleigh, but I don't have much to say. Just I rented a car because our cars are old and it's a business related thing. So I was like, I'll rent a car and just put it on the business tab or whatever. And I drove to Raleigh after renting this car. One, super easy to rent a car. Like, you can do most of it online. They just, once you show it, they just need your ID and know you got the money or whatever. But the car was a 2024 Jeep Grand Cherokee.
It was beautiful.
Man, it's nice. And our cars are old, like over 10 years old or whatever. So we don't spend, like, get paid for it, which is why we, keep 10-year-old cars. Like, I don't need to be stunting. I just would like to get from place A to B and not pay $1,000 a month in these new car loans.
Ain't that the truth?
But yeah, so anyway, it was so dope. Like, the navigation was cool. It was a hybrid. Although on the way up there was a period where for some reason the engines went from, like, the hybrid engine to electricity. It started ticking up. It was at 1% when I got it, but by the time I got there, it got to like 11%. And then on the highway, I don't know if it like switched over to electricity or not, but I'm on the highway and I don't know if I hit the wrong button. I don't know. But this shit was doing like a max of like 40 miles an hour on a highway that was like 70. I had to pull over to the side, and like once I stopped the car, it switched back to the gas and could go normal.
Oh, you must have did something.
I must have hit something. I have no idea what happened. Yeah. But it's real cool. Like, the Waze app, like, you see it on the screen because it has AirPlay, meaning like you can hook up your phone to the dash or whatever. No extra real equipment required. And like Waze and Spotify and all the apps you use are right there on the screen. And it like separate heating for different sides of the car, like stuff that I'm sure the rest of y'all are like, that's normal,
right?
But we haven't driven a new car in a long time, so all this stuff was like cutting edge features to me,
right? Because Roger showed up. I said, "What family of 5 did you plan on picking up?"
Yeah, I think they tried to like hustle me a little bit because I did not pick that big ass car because I don't like big cars. I picked like a mid-size SUV, and they were like, all we got is the bigger one, but it only costs this much more. I'm like, whatever. But yeah, it was like real smooth drive. I really enjoyed it. I really liked how interactive and all the features in it and stuff. And I didn't even use all the features because I didn't know what all that shit did, but it was dope driving that car. And then the Basketball Jones went off without a hitch. I had to do 5 minutes on stage to introduce our Duke exhibit, and actually I ended up doing 10. I didn't even know I did that long because I told them, are y'all gonna give me a light to let me know when it's 5 minutes? I had to do this by feel. I don't know how long 5 minutes feels. I'm not a comedian,
right?
So I could have did it shorter, and I probably would have if I would have known. But I was very comfortable up there. I thought I did a good job. The room seemed to love it. Everybody was laughing at my jokes and some of my observations, and it was dope watching that piece, knowing how much of it I wrote and contributed to, even though many people contributed to it. It's not just me. But it was dope watching that piece and having a live audience laugh, because I never got to experience that before, because when we actually did that episode, we weren't having physical audiences in the studio.
Right.
And so we didn't have a live audience, and it needed to be laughed at. It to let you know that, one, it's good, but also so people watching later would know, like, this is funny and you should be laughing at it, because apparently some people got offended. Not saying no names, JJ Reddick, but some people got offended because there was no laugh track, so they thought this is like a takedown of Duke when it's supposed to be like a uproarious roast,
Right.
But yeah, we had a great time. Bo was real cool. It was cool getting to talk to him and link up again. And then I just was like, let me hit the road and head back, because I still wanted to work out. We had a game to go to the next day. We had the feedback show, so I still hit the road and drove back that night. And it was like raining a bit, but it wasn't like cats and dogs. It was fine. Just take your time. And yeah, so it was a good, fun trip. I saw Leonard Brothers. I saw Miss Barnes out there. I saw a bunch of people from the Morning Jones family and fans. There were so many people that were fans of the show out there.
Aww.
Who at least had like heard of us or heard of me.
Mm-hmm.
And I think what was interesting is a good mix of people. It was a very diverse crowd, meaning there was lots of white people there, and they was cool, fun for the most part. Like, it was like nobody was getting upset or anything about the jokes. There were Duke fans there. Nobody got mad about that. And so, yeah, I was very proud of my work. I was proud of, my time on stage. We did a panel after we showed the clip, and, it was fun to be up there on the panel talking that shit with Bo and Joe Ovius, and I forget the other dude's first name. I know his last name was like Giglio or something, but like, yeah, man, it was super fun to like be a part of that, and I'm glad that I did it. I'm glad. Thank you to Bo for obviously asking me to do it. And it was like a dope event that I saw Nata the Scribe out there. It was like a dope event that that just I popped in and did, and and I just think I did it. I was very proud of the job I did. So that was it.
Oh, if it's okay, I'm gonna do two more, then we can move on.
Mm-hmm.
The next one, when we at the Hornets game, it's this song that come on, baby. It's a white woman bop. I have no idea who this white woman is. I probably can look it and find out, but I just don't want to, because I just have a ball. That song to be like, I don't care. I love it. When that song is me and the white people's bop, everybody be singing out loud to that song. That is my motherfucking. I have no idea who that white girl is to sing that song, but that song motherfucking goes with them big ass speakers in that arena. And like, that's literally the first place I heard it was there. It was at the arena, and I just be singing it. She be talking about driving cars off the cliff and tearing shit up, and I be like, I don't care. I love it. I be like, I don't know who this white woman is, but this song right here is my bop.
It says on here, it's Icona Pop, and it features Charlie XCX.
Okay.
So, there you go.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Cause I was thought about it. I kept saying, who makes this song? But every time it comes on at the arena, because they just have like certain songs that they just kind of play over and over again. They just become catchy, and you just kind of go with the flow. And so I really enjoy that. And the last thing I wanted to talk about, I was sitting here and at the house, and for some reason I was watching like the NBA, ESPN or something was on the background, and they said for some reason they was like, yeah, and Kobe died 5 years ago, blah 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 blah. And for some reason when they said that, something triggered in my head, because for some reason I feel fine, and I know a lot of things going on with Trump, but I felt a sadness and I couldn't figure out why. And then once they said, I was like, oh, my mama passed away 5 years ago. And so like I knew it, but you know how sometimes you're just doing things, you don't really pay attention to like the time frame. But it was like something around me was just a little bit sad. And I knew it wasn't Trump related. I don't know if that makes sense, but I couldn't put my finger on it. It wasn't like a depression sad. It was just like a really somber feeling. And so it just made me appreciate that. And it's amazing how the body can remember things like that, even if you don't actually remember it yourself. And so
yeah, people talk about that all the time, where like they get certain seasons or days and they don't even know why they're sad or whatever,
right?
But they just remember like, oh, this like you just said, was like, oh, this sad thing happened, and this was when it happened, so that's why I'm feeling this way,
right? And it just kind of came out the blue, but and for some reason when they said Kobe, it reminded me, because I remember when the first time the Lakers had played right after Kobe passed, and we literally had to stop watching the game, and that's what made me connect the dots with that. I was like, oh yeah, like I remember that, because her death was fresh, and then Kobe's death was fresh, and so it was just a lot for me at the time. So I am to the point now where I've realized when it comes to grief, you deal with it in your own time. The thing is, the grief never goes away. You just learn how to function around it. And so you have your good days, your bad days, and all that stuff. Sometimes you might go years and be fine, and then you turn around, and the next thing you know, you hear something, somebody says something triggers something, you hear a song, and you're crying. And what I've realized is that is okay. That is a part of the process. And and truth be told, it's something that you quote unquote never get over. Because my aunt who raised me, who I call mama, her mama's passed decades ago. And if you talk to her, and she's like 80, 45. And if you talk to her, you will look in her eyes like her mama just passed yesterday. So I know it's something that you learn how to adapt and adjust accordingly, and you do it in your own way, whatever your own way is.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, I've realized that a lot of times people think they're being helpful, but it's not helpful to tell people to move on and quote unquote get over it. It's very easy to tell other people to get over their mourning process because you don't want to deal with their pain, or you don't want to talk about it, or you're tired.
Now, who said that to you?
No, nobody. But I know sometimes when it comes to grieving process, sometimes people think.
Well, I think it's helpful. Just interesting because I don't think we hear that as much anymore. I think when we were younger, people were a little more like get over it.
Yeah.
But I feel like as much as I think social media has done some damage, one place I think it has helped is like those type of social faux pas where you get to hear the other perspective on it. And I think we are better at being an empathetic society than we have been, and so you get a little bit more like you get less get over it, man up shit. Now we might be about to experience the backlash to that, and maybe we will start hearing that message again. But I was just wondering when you said people say that, I was just like, I hope nobody said that to you, because that's fucking insane.
Oh no, nobody said it to me, but it's just amazing how the body just remembers things. And like you say, I didn't think about it, and I wasn't at the top of my mind, and then all of a sudden that triggered it. And the thing is, I am grateful, I am blessed, I am lucky that I love my mama and my mama loved me, and I'm very grateful that I got to spend the time that I did with her. Even though she was mentally ill, basically majority of my life, basically all my life, like prior to me being born, she wasn't. And so it's something that I used to periodically I would call her because she was like at like the nursing home, so I would call her to check on her and things like that. Even if she would sit on the phone and talk to me for 5 minutes, I used to send her things and stuff like that. And so it's one of those things where people, particularly if you have good parents, sometimes people take parents for granted, and so it just reminds me of how grateful I was that I had her here for the time that I did.
Yeah, no, I completely understand, and as much as I can, and yeah, I try not to take that for granted either. I talk to too many people that have tumultuous relationships with their parents,
right.
Or every relationship with every parent and every kid is different, but
Agreed.
It's just I'm very appreciative that I have parents I can just talk to or hit up, or that are steady people like that, and I try to make sure they know that they're appreciated. All right, want to get into some show stuff? I know we did that was a longer bit of banner than normal, but did you want to do anything else, or you got banner?
Yeah. Oh yeah, we can. I'm just gonna hold on the rest of mine.
Okay, how many more you got?
By a bunch, because like I said, I've been jotting down like
all
crazy.
Right, well, we can hold on to it. It's no big deal. All right, let's get into some other news and stuff like that. There's plenty of stuff to talk about, and I'm we'll save up some of these banter things for later.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I don't even know where to start. God damn, it's so much fucking Trump shit and government shit. I don't even know how. It's impossible to keep up with. The segment should be called I can't, this bitch ass nigga or whatever. But I'll just go through some. I'll never be able to catch all the stories, and
no way.
It's just gonna have to be what it is. Selena Gomez sobs over Trump's deportations in an emotional video. And so she posted this to Instagram where she was crying about people being deported. She eventually, I believe, took it down. She said, all my people are getting attacked, the children. I don't understand. I'm so sorry. I wish I could do something, but I can't. I don't know what to do. I'll try everything, I promise. And end up getting deleted. The video comes as Hollywood has otherwise remained uncharacteristically quiet about the hot button deportation issue amid a general sense that the country's mood has shifted, along with an increased reluctance to engage on political topics in general. Yeah, I think a big part of this too is that a lot of people blamed Hollywood or thumbed their nose at Hollywood for telling them to vote for Kamala Harris, as if that was the wrong thing to do, or we stuck it to you guys. And at the end of the day, what is very funny about that is that of the people who will be affected by this, the kind of people they're thinking about, like, I can't believe this movie star told me to vote for Kamala Harris, they'll be okay.
Yes, sir.
But the empathy is real. And when you're an empathetic person and you're seeing what the horrible shit that he's doing, rounding up more than 1,200 undocumented immigrants, sending immigrants to Guantanamo, stuff like that, you know, herding people up in camps. If you have a heart, it will affect you.
Yes, it will.
I think it's a telling moment, though, because of the responses I saw to her and to people that posted this video. People were still doing a couple of things. One, they were either mocking her for being sad, and I don't mean Republicans. I don't follow Republicans. I mean liberal people thought it was funny that she was crying, which I thought was an interesting response to something that you guys who are literally shaking at everything and can't stand Trump and can't stand Republicans. Right. It is funny that you still think there's room for that type of mocking of someone who clearly agrees with you on this issue. That is the number one. I actually
agree with you.
Yeah, that was the number one thing I noticed that was like, ooh, that's a bad sign. Now, it's anecdotal. It's just my timeline. It's just my algorithm. Maybe that wasn't the response of most people, but the fact that she deleted it and the fact that people that genuinely are supposed to be on her side of this issue were like, haha, you rich bitch or whatever. She's not crying for herself. You know, I don't think she was making it about her. But
I don't think so.
Let's say that you feel like she's making it about her. Okay, well then her is a person that has been proven to make people care about. That's why they're an actress. That's why they make money. That's why people follow her Instagram. I still think it's the same shit we do.
Yes.
Who do you think you are when you're posting your empathetic thing about immigration or some other situation? You in your whatever your reach is, it might be a much smaller reach, but it is you using your reach to say this thing is here's what I think about this thing.
Agreed.
So I thought it was a weird moment to pick on her. The second thing I noticed, and I also think this is a bad sign, I saw people bringing up that at some point she had said something about all lives matter. Now, I don't know what she said because I just don't remember the moment like that.
Yeah, I don't keep up with her.
I'm sure it's not good because I don't think the all lives matter thing is bad because even if you misunderstood what people are talking about, it's a bad look because there's so many bad faith actors who say all lives matter in order to erase Black Lives Matter.
They did.
So there's a lot of people that I guess felt a way about some shit she must have said back in the day. The only evidence I found of this was she went to a March for Our Lives rally, which was the rally for kids who the gun violence at schools. And someone said, so this is not, it don't seem to even be a quote, but it's just someone saying, so Selena Gomez said March for Our Lives is more than just a hashtag, but when it came to the Black Lives Matter movement, she reduced the whole cause to just a hashtag, girl. So I guess she must have said something back then. I don't know what she said. It's not that it doesn't matter. But then she also posted in 2020 a tweet that said, I spent the last 24 hours just trying to process this all. Nothing anyone says can take back what has happened, but we can and must all make sure to take action. Too many Black lives have been taken from us for far too long. And it's a picture of Black Lives Matter rally with the sign that says Black Lives Matter and Alton Sterling. So I'm assuming this is after Alton Sterling died. She replied, they deserve better. They deserve to be heard. We all need to do better and not sit in silence as this injustice continues. Hashtag Black Lives Matter. Hashtag justice for George Floyd. Hashtag I can't breathe. Okay. No one brought this up to me. Like, once again, these Google searches be kicking people's ass because honestly, like, a lot of times they set up a case to be like, I don't fuck with this person and they're persona non grata forever. And I do like the most cursory research. Like I wouldn't even call it research. It's a Google search. And it's like, okay, well, they apologized and they said they fucked up. Like, I'm not holding on to this for the rest of my life. You can. I'm not encouraging you not to. Be petty, be whatever. But I say it's a bad sign. And here's why I think it's a bad sign. In order for us to fight back and change what is happening in our society and to get the numbers to beat Trump and to beat Republicans at the voting booth and every other place, at some point y'all gonna have to get over this shit. Right. And I don't mean it to be dismissive and to be mean and whatever. I'm just saying I won't have any true level of like, okay, game on, everybody's ready to fight, until people are able to say whatever that reason is that I'm supposed to be like, fuck this bitch. I'm letting it go for the bigger picture of we need to just have the numbers. And Selena Gomez is a good voice to have on your side to be like, and we need to get Trump and them out of here because what they're doing to immigrants. That's the big tent that I'll keep talking about with the Democrat thing. It's why I don't feel hopeful. They think I don't feel hopeful. Like I see other people saying they don't feel hopeful when it's people being like, the Democrats aren't doing enough or whatever the fuck. I don't care about that. They don't have the numbers to do enough.
Right.
So I knew that before this started, and y'all will figure that out eventually.
Yes, you will.
But there's gonna have to be enough suffering.
Yes.
That people gonna have to put their own shit to the side. And right now nobody's willing to do it. It hadn't been that long. And I'm giving people some real talk because I could lie to you, make you feel coddled, make you feel safe, give you some platitudes, tell you it's gonna be all right, but I'll be telling you a motherfucking lie. It's gonna be when you look over at what's her name, John McCain's daughter or some shit, the one that was like, I think it was John McCain's daughter, the one that was like definitely anti-black, but she's also anti-Trump. It's gonna be that when people are like, I actually don't give a fuck what you used to say, let's fight together. That'll be the moment that we see a societal change. I don't think it's happening. People are more selfish than ever. We're more siloed than ever. We're very echo chambered where like we can convince each other that only our shit matters, you know? And so once we say our group is the only priority, it's easier to isolate. We feel better, but we're isolating ourselves and we won't have these coalition numbers. This was not the time to be like, what about that shit she said? It really wasn't. If we're really trying to be like, we need to start a mass movement that's going to fight back, I don't think we're ready.
Agreed. And so that's to the point that I'm at. I hate to be like this. I'm not going to take anybody seriously until we get to that point. You know, it's going to have to be even well-meaning people on the left. It's going to be, if Taylor Swift is there, I don't want to hear no bullshit about how y'all don't like that white lady. Don't nobody give a fuck. If, you know, if whoever actor come up and say it, I don't give a fuck that y'all don't like them. If they are like, fuck Donald Trump, we got to motherfucking go. Nobody cares about your agendas because it's your personal agenda, because it's going to have to get so bad that people are going to be like, I don't care what you said. I don't care how you feel. I want them to put my opinions to the side. I want them to put how I feel about you to the side. I want them to put everything to the side for the greater good. And
because it's one thing to say when you show up, you need to be perfect. That's already ridiculous in the first place.
Right.
But like even that bar is already a high bar most people won't meet. Like you need to show up, talking points, everything perfect. That's why the group don't grow.
Right.
The second thing, though, is what they're doing with people like this, which I think is even worse. You need to have always been on point. We don't have a lot of room for that. I would love it, but we're going to have some people that have fucked up in the past. That's actually how you build a coalition. You know, it's what I tried to tell people about Biden when they was like, why black people down south vote for Biden? What about the crime bill and shit? And I'm like, you know why people vote for Biden? Because he's always been around.
He didn't leave.
Unlike your people that show up after never having done shit for black people, and they go, hey, I'm Bernie Sanders. I've never done anything for you blacks, but I got a bunch of solutions to everything. And it's like, I don't trust you.
We don't know you.
You've never done any of the stuff you're saying you're gonna do.
You ain't done the groundwork.
You're just talking. We don't know you like that in our community. We're not saying... And you're not doing a lot to make inroads to the community. Just showing up and giving a couple speeches isn't it. And you say, well, how can you trust Biden? He's made mistakes. Right. He's made mistakes and he stuck around. You know what people call that in life? When you have people that happen like that, you call it friends. You call it family. That's what happens when you have a relationship with people. You call it a husband. You call it a wife. The commitment isn't to be perfect. That's impossible. Yes. The commitment is to stick around and do the work and work through it as a relationship. The commitment is to each other. So that's what people don't understand. And that's what it's going to have to take. Forget politicians. That's what's going to have to take on a personal, interpersonal level, on a human being to human being level. It's going to have to take being like, I don't necessarily like Beyonce's capitalism or some shit, and be like, right, but she's bailing out the Black Lives Matter protesters. She's employing a bunch of, we don't have to agree 100% on what her approach to capitalism is for her to be a positive force for where we're trying to push society. And I think until people get over that, we're going to be stuck here.
Yes, we are. A lot of that, eat the rich and they shouldn't be billionaires. Like, all that shit got to drop, y'all. Because at the end of the day, are you on my side or not? Like, I'm keeping it that simple.
Yeah, well, I think, and it's blanket. Those are blanket statements that people don't even really mean.
Agreed.
Same person saying that got a Rihanna avatar. Like, they just be talking. But part of that is social media, and it's made us that way. But, yeah, it's going to have to be a lot of, like, people suffering till people... And it's just, we're not even close yet. It's just I just thought that, I felt like that was the first easy test that everybody failed, was the, haha, this bitch. And I'm like, what? Like, what? No, wait, crying over people being illegally deported and being callously sent to other countries. Ha. You know who you sound like? You sound like the fucking Republicans that are mad at her for even saying that. A Republican politician said she should be deported. Yes, it's just crazy. Sam Parker, a 2018 Republican Senate candidate from Utah, said deport Selena Gomez after criticizing her video on his personal account on X. In a post on her Instagram story, she wrote over black background, "Oh, Mr. Parker, thanks for the laugh and the threat." But yeah, like, this is what happens when we're just so fucking siloed.
Yes.
Because that's what's happening. She said the right thing on a public platform and got so much pushback from conservatives and liberals alike that she ended up basically deleting it, which effectively silences her on both sides. You're not getting any support. And everybody thinks it's fake to care, which is just crazy. We just ain't ready yet.
Right, and it's also one of the things, and particularly, this is why I side-eye a lot of people on the extreme left, because a lot of them, people like that on the far left and a lot of liberals, they are actually just as dangerous as the right, because both sides don't want to hear the other side's opinion. Both sides have no compassion. Both sides have no empathy. They have no understanding. And both sides think they're right. Both sides will run people off.
I don't think so. I just want to say, I don't think it's equal on both sides. I think social media tactics have that effect on everything.
Agreed.
And I agree that social media wise,
yes,
both groups are doing things that don't necessarily aid the bigger picture that they claim to support.
That's my point.
So yeah, obviously I think if one's goal is to, unshackle us from the oppression of capitalism, obviously I would agree more with that group than the right wing, like only white men should have jobs in the Air Force type of people. But yeah, either rate, the tactics end up being the same, which isolates everybody.
Agreed, because you have the right attacked her, then you had the left attacked her, and at the end she ended up being silent. And so at the end, nothing was accomplished.
And then they'll be mad later and be like, silence is blah, blah, blah.
Yes, sir.
I said the other day, I was like, I'd be kicking silence's complicity's ass. Why did you even say anything? You could have stayed silent. Like that should be kicking his, like anytime somebody speak up and they shit don't be 100% on point, or they got something wrong in they past, the way that you should have said nothing be kicking their ass. It's like, yo, you can't have it both ways, where silence is complicity, but also don't say nothing unless you're perfect. But yeah. More news. Trump revokes deportation protections for 300,000 Venezuelans, despite their overwhelming support. Yeah, he don't care.
He does not.
he don't care. I'm reading The Cruelty is the Point, and it's just one of the most fortuitous books I've ever read. It's just, I'm reading it, and it's like Adam Sir was talking to the future, and just people weren't, picking up on it. They're not taking it serious. And I love the way he writes, frankly, because it's sure a lot's confirmation bias, but it's just shit I've said without ever having read anything he's written before. But we have arrived at many of the same conclusions. And one of the biggest being, you can't stop this if you already concede you can't call it what it is. Nothing stronger than a lie that people tell themselves. Like, if you can't come out and be like, they like this because it's racist, without everyone shutting down the conversation, then you can't have a conversation. And that's why I become so disillusioned with this moment in our media for many years, but even especially now, because I think this is the ultimate like confirmation of like, oh, it's because she's a black lady and it's because he's a racist. They like him, they don't like her. Sounds pretty fucking simple. And I mean, what are we now, 3 months past the election, and we still have people trying to find ways that that's not what it was? I'm not interested in talking to you about it.
Do not want to talk to you.
You're still lying to yourself.
You're in denial.
And you don't want it, or you've accepted, like, for all this, Democrats shouldn't accept this and da da da. How many people do we know who have accepted the ground rules of, well, you can't say they're racist. You can't really say, like, no, they're working class white people that just need to be swayed. Oh no, the message wasn't enough. The this, that, and the other.
No more excuses.
They're racist, or they're comfortable with a racist having power. That's it. Those are the only two types of people that doomed us to have Trump. And so we could discuss, but the fact that that's not a deal breaker for them, I actually don't feel like discussing more than that.
Do not. I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah, you could be like, why isn't everybody giving speeches and doing sit-ins? I have a better question. Why was everybody okay with a racist coming to power knowing that that's what will happen?
Yeah.
Until you can answer that, I question the integrity of those people. Fuck the integrity of the politician or the system. The integrity of our fellow Americans is what is questionable. So I don't really want to participate in your little back and forth about who should be doing what. Like they and they don't pay attention to anything anyway.
They don't, but be the fucking loudest. You don't know what's happening. Do something. Say, bitch, you should have did something when it was time to vote.
Like, here's an article. Trump faces, Democrats flood the zone with acts of anti-Trump resistance. I'm bringing this up because I think the social media algorithm and echo chamber really rewards people for saying stuff like Democrats don't do anything, they don't care, they okay with this, they're approving it, right? And I understand people that want them to do unprecedented things. Sure, I'm not telling you you're wrong to feel that way. I feel that way. I know I myself would probably be. I mean, I could never be elected. But the point I'm making is they then act like the Democrats aren't resisting, like they aren't doing anything, like they don't care.
Right.
Everything is woe is me, blame the Democrats. I'm very disillusioned and disappointed in people because this of all times is the exact time we don't have the privilege of that.
Nope.
We gave that up.
Yeah.
Now
that luxury is gone.
Now it's like, nigga, this is your team. You root for your team. What is great about Republicans is that they fight on their lies and they win because they turn their lies into facts because they don't cede ground. Democratic, liberal type people cede ground all the time. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to be like that. Like, then call me whatever you need to call me, but I just think it's real soft to be like, well, Pelosi didn't say it the exact right way, and isn't that the problem? No. Mitch McConnell fucking hit Control-Alt-Delete on TV twice, and he's still around, and he's still ruining your life because his constituents and his side of the aisle would never give you ground. They'll never go on TV and start questioning his acumen. They're gonna be like, I don't care if we have to weekend and Bernie's this nigga. It is what it is because possession is 9/10 of the law, and he possesses the seat. We don't have that in us, so we lose.
Agreed. And I've realized, hey, I'm not made like a lot of other people because I'm like, hey, dog, like, I don't give a fuck what y'all talking about. I want to win. I don't give a fuck about how it looks. I don't give a fuck about your feelings.
The reason I'm highlighting this is I'm very pragmatic, and y'all already know how I feel about all these like stunts, essentially, which is all the Democrats have been relegated to because they don't have the numbers to do even the obstruction that Republicans were able to pull off. They had the numbers. They didn't break rules. They didn't break the law. Those Republicans did that shit because they had the numbers to do the things that they did. Most of the people online are not very smart and do not even know the rules. And they give Republicans this mythologism of like, they just want it worse and that's why they win. And it's like, no, they want it. They don't just want it worse. They win because they have the numbers and they know the rules. So if they know that you can gerrymander a district in a way that isolates black people and young people, they will do it because there's actually no rule against it. You can sue them and go to court. If the court is a Trump appointed judge, they're going to win. If it goes to Supreme Court, they're going to win that shit too now. They didn't break any rules. They didn't break any rules to get the SCOTUS people confirmed. Mm-hmm. They didn't break any rules. We send the Democrats up there with not enough money and say make it enough, and then we be like, oh my God, y'all just didn't want it bad enough. If we were just a little smarter country, a little more accountable country, individually, not politicians, accountable to yourself, to each other, we wouldn't be sending them up there trying to make it happen without enough.
Agreed.
And so this is the ultimate example of that, because I don't get into this shit, like these symbolic things that gum up the works for a couple of days and then eventually like Republicans get what they want because Democrats don't have the numbers to stop them anyway. I don't get into this. But for all you do something motherfuckers, this is supposed to be y'all shit. I never see them applauding. They never share this shit. They never even pretend that they never even say it's happening. They will just say do something and go back to looking at movies or watching TikToks. But they will never be like, oh, did you guys know? They don't see a responsibility with their platform to spread that. No, these people, Jasmine Crockett is a Democrat. AOC is a Democrat. Like they count too. You could be sharing what they're saying. Instead, they don't count as Democrats somehow. They're different, and Democrats are the worst. That's not going to win you shit in 2 years, a year, or 4 years. You are a loser. You sound like a loser, and you're going to keep losing. So yeah, this is some of the stuff that they have in this Axios article, which is, like I said, I think it's titled "Democrats Flood the Zone with Acts of Anti-Trump Resistance." This happened on Monday. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries unveiled a 10-part plan for countering Trump that includes using federal funding process to thwart his efforts to defund programs important to everyday Americans. Okay, that's one thing. How many of y'all knew that was happening? Oh, let me guess. Your fucking attention span couldn't handle a 10-part plan because it's not a TikTok? Like, ask yourself why your algorithm ain't show you that. Ask yourself why your favorite influencers ain't talking about it. That's not a thing. Like, that's weird that's not a thing. So we get to just go online and be like, they're not doing nothing. Jeffrey said Democrats also introduced a bill to prevent Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency from accessing the Treasury Department's payment systems. What'll happen with a lot of this stuff? They won't have the numbers to stop it, or it'll get to court. Trump people will overrule it. And what y'all will say is the fucking Democrats, instead of this corrupt ass shit that we keep letting happen. Yes! Stuff like having Trump in office the first time to put all these judges in power when we were bitching about Hillary Clinton. That's how this stuff happens. It's you. It's not them. It's you. You part of them. A group of House and Senate Democrats spoke to protesters outside the U.S. Agency for International Development, USAID, which Trump has moved to shut down. They were denied entry to the building. Once again, symbolic, not my type of shit, but supposed to be y'all type of shit. I ain't really seen nobody applauding it. Barely, if anything, they barely concede that it happened. And then they call the Democrats weak. Well, they don't have the numbers to do anything. Senator Brian Schatz of Hawaii said he will place blanket holds on Trump's State Department nominees until his efforts to shutter U.S. aid are ended. I think this is kind of similar to what Tommy Tuberville did. Hopefully it has some effect. But keep in mind, a lot of stuff with Trump, they appoint acting people and shit like that too. They write these letters that are illegal and not enforceable, and just see how many people gonna fall for the shit. Mm-hmm. Democrats on the House Oversight Committee sent Trump a letter demanding a massive trove of documents on his efforts to reconfigure and slash federal bureaucracy. Will they even do it? They don't have the numbers. They're not controlling that committee. They're just on that committee. The Republicans on there will line up for Trump, I'm sure. Democrats on the House National Resource Committee urged Chairman Bruce W. Westerman, who's a Republican from Arkansas, to probe Trump's inspector general firings. Is this Republican going to do that? I'm going to doubt it. They wrote the letter, but that's what they've been relegated to. When you don't have the numbers, you write letters. Now, y'all don't like it because it's inept. Y'all don't like it because it's inefficient, because it's not enforceable. The time to enforce shit was November.
Agreed.
When people was sitting on their hands, when people was just bitching on Twitter, when people was, talking about Joe Rogan and shit instead of encouraging people to vote. That's where we at. A trio of House Democrats from New Jersey said they made an unannounced visit to an ICE detention center in their state and questioned the agents there. What they're saying, there's a lot going on, far more than most people know about from social media and newspaper. And this is important. The social media and newspaper part of this. So while y'all are saying Democrats have a messaging problem, blah, blah, let me just ask you this. Who owns the social media platform that you're expecting to see these Democratic positives on?
Right.
Is it a person that sat at the inauguration of Trump? Right. So if you're on Twitter expecting Twitter to show you how hard the Democrats are working to oppose Elon Musk, you already sound like a fucking fool. If you're on TikTok, the place that, negotiated with Trump and then gave him all the credit for something he didn't do of returning TikTok, and you're like, how come TikTok not showing me the Democrats resisting? You're a fucking idiot. If you're on Facebook, home of Mark Zuckerberg, who bent the knee to Trump and was at his inauguration, and you're like, I can't believe Facebook isn't showing me all this. The people that were in bed with Cambridge Analytica, that like, not literally, but essentially spread a lot of misinformation that gave away the 2016 election to Trump. And you're like, wow, Democrats must not be doing nothing. I'm not seeing any articles on my timeline about it. Right. Why would you? Do you think those are even playing fields and platforms where you're going to see somebody like me is just as likely as you're going to see somebody from the Young Turks telling you not to vote or Trump ain't that bad? Fuck out of here. Let's see. More stuff. Huffman, who leads the Democrats on Natural Resources Committee, said he's still pushing for more, but I'm pleased with how things are revving up. We're going to use every legal, political, and constitutional means at our disposal to stop this reign of terror targeting congressional programs of federal workers, says House Judiciary Committee ranking member Jamie Raskin. Raskin added, you're going to see growing creative opposition everywhere. But anyway, all this stuff to be said, I'm telling you now, I don't even need to see the response. I already know it will be tepid at best, and it'll be mocking the Democrats at best, and it won't even. And anytime you bring up context and say, well, you know what's happening, they don't have the numbers and blah blah, they will dismiss it because apparently they want their feelings to be facts the same way Republicans' feelings get to be facts.
Agreed.
And it's just that if they wanted it as bad as me, America would be fixed already. And apparently nobody wants that but the people on my social media feed. And I'm just saying, they are doing stuff and you're being played if you're a person that sits there and lets it happen in your face and aids it happening by sitting around talking about do something and all this shit. They're doing stuff. This is what they've been relegated to being able to do.
Right, because they don't have no power.
This is, like y'all basically stuck them in a room with one tool and was like, fix this car. And it's like, I don't have all the tools anymore. So that's where we're at. And I just find it to be interesting that people are okay with this or they don't see their role in this as like being demotivators, being played. They never say anything positive. And I don't see how you get out of this without having to admit that our side is in a fight and they're doing the best that they can. And once again, I get it because someone's going to write in with this. I'm going to stop you right there, player. Delete that email because I don't want to cuss you out and you don't want to get cussed out. The people that are using the amount of senators or Democrats that voted for some of these confirmations for different offices for Trump, there's a couple things that matter here. The very first being, in many of these cases, they always confirm, period. Even if you go back and look at Biden's confirmations, you'll see that they overwhelmingly are confirmed. It's really a matter of like, just it's literally matter of fact.
Yeah, putting shit on the books.
The winner goes the spoils. Even Republicans didn't do that, and they hated Biden and they hated Obama. Even they weren't stopping the confirmations, and sometimes they had the numbers to do it. And then of course the second thing, which is the only part that really matters, the most important part, they don't have the numbers. So I get it. You don't like Raphael Warnock anymore. You wish he didn't vote to confirm, and you think he's a piece of shit now. All right, good. Keep that same energy and primary him. The reason I know you won't, you bitch ass niggas, is because you will not organize and you won't stay mad long enough. Instead, you'll just treat him the way you treat Selena Gomez, and you'll always be like, yeah, but that one time. And that's not doing shit. I'm with the shits. If y'all really want to go out there and organize and be like, we're so upset by this. When it is time for him to run again, we are going to organize and we're going to take this guy out. I'm with it.
Me too.
So don't even sit up here and trip and be like, oh my God, I can't believe they so support. I'm with it. You ain't with it. I'm just calling your bluff. Keep that same energy when he up for re-election. That's all. If not, then you just rolling your eyes. Mm-hmm. You just leaving comments. If this really matters to you, that the confirmations need to all be 100% no on every single Trump appointee, which doesn't change anything for any of them. They're all getting confirmed anyway. But if you feel like they shouldn't be, cool. I'm with it. Make them pay. I'm guessing you won't. I'm guessing when you bring this up to actual people who don't just exist, mostly on social media, people in their districts that vote, people that elected them, I'm guessing they won't give a fuck either in 2 years. So why are we wasting time on this symbolic bullshit in the first place? Hey, y'all need this, not me. So far be it from me to, I'm sure I'm not ignore my opinion. I'm sure I'm not the person you want to hear this shit from anyway, because I don't do symbolism with politics. I just do get the numbers, get the votes, pass the thing. Fuck everybody. Fuck how they feel. Fuck the show of it. Fuck the pageantry. But y'all need it. Y'all need it. Y'all need to feel good. Y'all need to feel like heroes when you go to vote. You need somebody to sit in the voting booth and suck your dick to make you be like, oh my God, thank you for saving the country and doing what you're supposed to do. Which you're not supposed to get a star or a sticker for. I love the stickers. But you're not supposed to, it's not supposed to be that for you. So all I'm saying is, look, keep that same energy. We got a long time to go to figure this out. Mm-hmm. This shit is on week 2 to week 3. This is a long time from now. Let's see if you keep that same energy. Because I don't think you primary nobody.
Nope.
I don't think you're going to do nothing but just every time somebody's name come up, roll your eyes and put an emoji next to them. That's it. I don't think you're real. I think if you were real, we wouldn't be in this situation. You wouldn't have sat your ass home if you was this righteous on November. You would hold yourself to that same perfect standard that you hold all these politicians to, where you demand they do something. They do the most. And you would hold your fellow citizens to that same thing. You wouldn't be letting them bail out with just, well, I just didn't feel like it. Or, you know, what to me, I mean, they weren't good on this one topic, so fuck them. You wouldn't even let that energy be around you if you were as committed to this as you say you are, but you ain't, are you? All right, I'll get out of this because I always get mad when we do this news. It's infuriating. I don't think I'll never not rant on it, and I don't know how to even keep covering this shit without devolving into the same speech over and over. But it is what it is.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's get to something a little bit more fun. Let's see what I want to do. I feel like I had something that was funny and now I forgot what the fuck segment I put it in. We can do you know what? Fuck it. Let's do some guest erase and then we'll start wrapping this thing up. But it's guest erase never misses. If I can find, there we go.
What time is it?
It's time to guess the race. It's time to guess the race. It's time to guess the race. It's time to guess the race.
All right. Guess the race time, guys. Stuff is happening. It's still bad. And we are going to sit up here and make fun of it. Okay? That's what we do. Let's see. How about this one? A man orders a drill online and receives a printed photo of one instead. We're, of course, guessing the race of the man who received the drill, Karen. Not the color of the drill.
I'm about to say black like Black and Decker.
Right. So it's in Savannah, Georgia. I'll see if I can play the audio for you guys.
Okay.
And I need y'all to let me know if you hear the audio, because you guys know that sometimes y'all can hear, sometimes you can't.
Right.
Give me a second for it to load, and it may play an ad. I don't know. Okay, it just says this ad will end, and this is not even an ad that.
They say a picture's worth 1,000 words.
Okay, did y'all hear that? She said they say a picture's worth 1,000 words.
The chat room, I heard it, but I don't know if they heard it. Did y'all?
So chat
hear
room,
it?
we need to know if you
Y'all
heard
heard
it, and if so, then I'll continue to play it.
They said yes.
Okay, all right, cool. Well, I'll play the rest of the article for you guys. Here we go.
All of these, this here from them.
But not when you ordered a drill.
This is a picture of what they sent me.
That's right. Sylvester Franklin ordered a drill from AliExpress. And what he got was a printed photo of the drill he ordered. But it gets worse.
I paid $22.97 for a pressure washer, and this is what I get.
What even is that?
This is a screw. It's a wrench to screw the screw out the wall with.
Franklin has been going back and forth with AliExpress since he ordered the items in November, but throughout everything, still hasn't received a refund. So we started looking into AliExpress, and we found the company is a subsidiary of Alibaba, sometimes called the Amazon of China. In 2021, the Office of the United States Trade Representative added AliExpress to its list of notorious markets for counterfeiting and piracy. The business also has a D- rating with the Better Business Bureau.
Damn.
And in 2024, the state of Georgia's Consumer Protection Division received 3 complaints against the company. One of the people who complained saying they never received the item purchased. Another saying they were out over $400 after their item was sent with a fake tracking number that was never delivered to them. In all 3 instances, the shoppers said they tried to get their money back from AliExpress, but none of them did until they reported their stories to the CPD. Franklin has tried to get his money back from AliExpress and tried to get a charge back from his bank without any success. He says he only spent around $40, but wants others to take a lesson from his story. This picture may be worth 1,000 words, but not the $40 he paid.
This is not good. This is real bad. All this is bad. You know what I mean? Don't scam nobody. So I just don't like to get scammed, because if you spend your money, you want to get what you paid for.
All right, Karen, guess the race of Sylvester Franklin.
Sylvester Black.
Karen says Sylvester is black.
Man.
Old black man. Mm-hmm. Not too familiar with the technology. Don't know the difference between Alibaba and Amazon. That's what you think? Mm-hmm. All right, let's check the chat room. Black, a brother needed to go to Lowe's. Alibaba been scamming. Black, Negro who should have never trusted Ronan Raphael. Oh no, Miss Smart. A nigga that wish he'd ordered off of Amazon. Black man, he got screwed. Negro, poor old black man. Black, sound like an old school black man still paying bills with a check at the company. Oh man,
Whole thing ain't even got direct deposit.
Old spiritual Negro. The correct answer is black. I don't think anyone missed that one. I'm trying to see if I could share my. I don't know why it's not showing me the. Did I close it? No, it's right there. I was trying to show y'all Firefox.
It's not giving you the option.
Oh, okay. I think because I had it minimized. Okay, here you guys go. So that's him there in that jean jacket. Smooth looking old man. Mm-hmm. Like,
Yeah, and I've seen the site, like that site, and the prices be like, it be so low, you be like,
but not the 40.
Well, this is what I always think is gonna happen when I see that one commercial for it's like, I got an Xbox for 10 cents.
Yes.
I'm like, they gonna send you a picture of an Xbox wrapped around a brick, and you gonna be like, of course there's no such thing as a 10 cent Xbox. But you know, I think people fall for this kind of shit every day. All right, let's go to the next story. A stripper, 22, was busted for banana battery at 7-Eleven.
Oh.
A 7-Eleven customer used a banana to batter a store clerk. Well, Dom always said that those bananas was trash.
He did, didn't he?
Her name is Caltavia. Okay. Caltavia Turner, 22. Got into a verbal altercation with a 30-year-old female worker, and the women exchanged derogatory comments towards each other. At one point, Turner became irate, picked up a banana from the cashier counter, threw the banana at the victim's face. The airborne fruit struck the employee on the cheekbone and left a minor abrasion.
Damn.
The banana was not seized as evidence.
Probably because it split. I couldn't help myself, y'all. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah. You think she's going to go to jail, or you think she's going to get out on appeal?
That's good.
But yeah, Turner was arrested Thursday for battery and booked in the county jail. Police records list Turner's employer as Baby Dolls, a Clearwater Gentlemen's Club, located 4 miles from the 7-Eleven outlet. This sounded like stripper drama.
Yes, it does.
Turner is being held without bond for violating probation in connection with a grand theft conviction in a neighboring county. She stole about $800 worth of Walmart merchandise. Damn.
That's a lot of Walmart. I'm pretty sure that's a federal crime.
Regarding that felony case, it is a felony. Turner has previously been cited for failing a pretrial intervention program, as well as for not performing 75 hours of community service for paying court fines. She liked breaking the law. She's also recently arrested for resisting and giving cops a false name when they responded to a trespass call at Baby Dolls. Her job. She was free on $1,000 bond in all ones. In that case, when she was collared for the alleged banana battery. So Karen guessed the race of Mrs. Caltavia Turner.
Black, and her stage name is probably Peaches.
Oh, you're on the road tonight. Monkey Banana Black, says Yeti, trying to make sure we don't get YouTube monetized. Black, they really found the angry black woman, glitter black. This is a free square. Well, what color is the square, Miss Barnes? Black, battery smell like, but this is black. Anything ending in avia is black. Damn black. The correct. She wore 40 bundles and has stiletto nails, negress black. One of the strippers that shot out a banana at Lizzo.
Oh no!
The correct answer is black. You guys all got it right. And that's her right there. No pictures of her at a place of employment, but sounds like she's maybe got some troubles. You know,
I would think so.
That's a lot of crimes for a 22-year-old. You know, she's trying to get extra credit out here. All right, let's get into the bonus round. So far, Karen is 2 for 2.
Yay!
That bitch was white. I ain't racist. How can I be racist about anybody or anything in my life? How can I?
Call them niggas. Just call them niggas.
It's time to get
Gold
the race.
teeth, gold chain wearing, fried chicken and biscuit eating, monkey ate baboon, big thigh, fast running, high jumping, spear chucking, 360-degree basketball.
Wingstop manager doused patrons with ranch and hot oil.
Not the ranch.
We doing crimes now. A 19-year-old Wingstop manager is facing felony charges after she
Question. How is you a manager at 19? Did you start working at 17? Like, I mean, dang, am I the only one that statement don't make no sense?
Babies raising babies.
Did you work for 6 months? That was like, you been here long enough, manager.
That's what it take to manage a Wingstop. You just got to make it to 19.
Ooh, child.
Yeah.
You can't even drink yet. How you a manager.
You should see her 12-year-old cashier. So the 19-year-old Wingstop manager is facing felony charges that she doused 2 customers with hot grease and ranch dressing during a confrontation Tuesday night. According to investigators, the victims tangled with Carnell Irene, the Wingstop worker, inside of a Port St. Lucie, Florida outpost of the chicken wing restaurant. That makes sense. I feel like we should call Wingstop restaurants outpost because it's like a war. It's a war zone going on. Irene told police that the customers, one of whom is a minor, were loud and disruptive and caused a disturbance. During the dispute, which is not further detailed in the arrest report, one of the patrons pushed a container of straws off the counter. Oh, okay. Well, you know what that was, Karen. That was the last straw. Oh, wait.
That was good.
So the conflict escalated when Irene, seen at the right, responded by throwing ranch dressing at the victims. She then went into the kitchen, returned with a bucket of hot grease and threw the liquid at the victims. Store footage reviewed by police showed an individual trying to hold back Carnell, but she pushes forward and throws the liquid in the bucket. Irene, cops say, admitted to spraying ranch dressing on the customers and justified her actions by stating the customers were being verbally abusive and had reached over the counter to knock over the straw. She claimed the tossed oil did not strike the patrons. The hot oil recipients complained that the liquid burned upon impact and resulted in shiny burnt skin. So sounds like maybe there's a dispute over if the oil got there, but those sound like oil related injuries.
Ain't that the truth?
Crime scene investigator photographed their injuries when cops arrived at the Wingstop. The eatery's floor was greasy and slippery. It appeared the workers attempted to clean the oil that was all over the floor. Now, number one, they're not gonna be able to clean all that oil. Number two,
mops.
Number two, that's just what Wingstop floors look like. How you even know a crime happened?
They're always slippery.
It's a Wingstop. You can skate to the fucking counter. Everyone know that.
What is happening?
Honestly, I don't eat at Wingstops if the floor not greasy. I'll be like, oh, y'all not serious. Y'all just in here bullshitting. Y'all don't do nothing. The Irene was arrested and charged with aggravated battery, aggravated child abuse, both felonies. Well, then the kid shouldn't have been talking shit. Now it's child abuse. I can't throw a little oil on a kid that was talking shit.
Apparently not.
She was freed yesterday from the county jail where bond has been set at $15,000. So she paid. I don't know where she got that money from to pay that money. Even 10% of that on Wingstop, that's like a month of Wingstop checks. Well, all right, Karen. Guess the race.
I'm going black.
Karen's going black. Let's see what they think in the chat room. If you get burned by grease and Wingstop, you should just dip your hand in some ranch. Okay? It's delicious. Chicken grease black. Her 40 bundles are in a hairnet. Her lip gloss was popping blackette. She didn't throw chicken, so she is black. Black. Fried hard with lemon pepper black. A lot of illegal condiment sales. That's not a race, Brian. Young Medea black. Lemon pepper wet black. Slippery, excuse me, please black. Young Angry and black. Is fair, but damn, that's not a race, Brian. Black because of the 15K bail. This some shit. Black. That bail says black. The correct answer is, everyone said the same thing. Black. Yeah.
I don't know. This is a good thing, but shout out to Black History Month. Everybody black today.
She tried to give a 2-piece special.
Yes, she did.
Black History. But yeah, shout out to her. We appreciate her for setting the record straight. Don't be pushing straws off the counter if you don't want no hot grease thrown on you. That's a rational, reasonable response to somebody disrespect you at your job. You knew the hot grease was back here before you started testing me.
Yes, you did.
All right, let's go to the last thing. Sword ratchetness. Man, let me tell you something. It really is bad. But nothing cheers me up like a little racism. Good grief. It's sad. It's really sad. I was mad as hell about Trump 10 minutes ago.
I forgot all about that.
Then y'all started being racist. I was like, that's funny. Anyway. Maybe that's how he got elected. Everybody was like, it's funny.
It's funny.
Man charged after allegedly assaulting police officer with sword in Port Augusta. A man has been charged with attempted murder. He struck a South Australian police officer with a sword in the state's Upper Spencer Gulf. Police alleged 2 officers responded to a domestic disturbance at a house on High Street around 10:40 a.m. on Saturday. The man at the residence allegedly confronted the pair and struck a female officer in the left arm with a sword. Police said capsicum spray was used to subdue the man before other officers arrived. I'm assuming that's pepper spray, capsicum spray, because it sounds like something police use on white people. Yeah, it's pepper spray.
Okay.
The injured officer was taken to a local hospital before being flown to the Royal Adelaide Hospital because of the nature of her injuries. Police say she has undergone surgery and was recovering at the hospital. Her injuries are non-life-threatening and measures are being taken to fully support her and her family, said Commissioner Grant Stevens. Policing is an inherently dangerous occupation because of the nature of some incidents officers are called to, but an incident of this nature highlights the risk police face on a daily basis serving the community. All police officers in the community will be paying particular interest as this matter progresses through the court system. So it sounds like he's out for blood. So the man was charged with 2 counts of attempted murder, hindering police, along with an assault charge and breaching a court order in the relation to the domestic violence incident. So it sounds like he was out to do some domestic violence and the police stopped him and he injured the police officers and they pepper sprayed him. He was refused police bail and will appear in the court on Mondays. So there you guys go. Sword ratchetness, be careful out here. Apparently even cops is getting it. We'll be back throughout the week. Definitely. So tomorrow we have a Hornets game. There's a lot of Hornets games the next couple of weeks, which is why you guys are getting less episodes than normal, but that'll balance out in the 2 weeks after that. I don't think there's a single Hornets game. So the next episode we do either will be our feedback show Saturday, but we only did 1 episode so far, and the feedback show from last week, or we'll just keep it going, and then next week we'll do a couple more episodes and we'll do feedback the Saturday after that. So we'll let you guys know about that. Premium people, Ballsy Sports is still going to be Thursday. And then I believe we have a game Friday as well. So nothing on that. So all right, that's it for everybody. Thank you for listening. We appreciate y'all. Spread the word, watch the show. If you want to see me and what I said at the Basketball Jones, go to our YouTube channel. I posted it on YouTube. My mom watched it. She enjoyed it. I think my dad may have even seen it. He texted me out of nowhere about Duke, so I assume he saw it. But yeah, make sure you guys check all that stuff out. The show tickets, the link is in the show notes. Live show, 28th February. Show up. This might be the last Black History Month, so make sure you guys go out with a bang, celebrating it on the last day of Black History with me and Karen and JL Covan. Justin's gonna be there. All your fellow friends and fans from the chat room will be there, whether it's virtual or in person. And the last thing I warn you guys is, if you're planning on getting virtual tickets, don't forget they shut down the virtual tickets a couple days before the show. So if you're like, I'll just get it if I'm free that night or the night of or whatever, you won't be able to get tickets more than likely. So, plan accordingly so that you don't, I'm telling you, over a month in advance, plan accordingly. And our merch has a new design in the store. Merch link is always in the show notes. And it's us and our NBA Jam logo. And it's very funny. And I think that's all the housekeeping. Oh, and of course the Coon Countdown is back. The Countdown continues. If you follow me on TikTok and social media, I've been posting those videos. I haven't done my one for the day yet. I'm about to go in the closet and do that when we end this episode. But thank you for listening, everybody. Until next time, it's been a pleasure, Karen.
It has. This has been fun.
You're always so funny, and so you're the best co-host.
Yay!
I hope you never forget that. I'll never take you for granted. I love you.
I love you too.
Mwah. Bye, everybody.